Imagine what life would be like if you were able to accept yourself as being imperfect, the imperfect you. Hello, I'm Steve McCabe on a Friday afternoon, just with some reflections on how life might be different for you if you were just to accept yourself as being you. I think it's fair to say we've all had moments where we feel we've got to be good enough, we've got to be on one more course before we feel ready, whether it's a work meeting that we might be fearful of contributing because, well, it's a silly question or it's a silly piece of information, isn't it? Well, is it? And I'd just like to leave you some thoughts on how things could be different if, when you look back, you were able to accept yourself as being good enough. And because there's no such thing as being perfect, that means by definition that we're all imperfect. So I'm shooting this video on a small iPhone on a Friday lunchtime, few scribbled notes here, but nothing else, no makeup, no artificial lighting, quite a basic arrangement basically, but it's good enough. And people buy from people. And it might be sometimes difficult to accept or understand that people like imperfection. They like to see the natural human side to us. I'm always wary of using the word authentic, but simply because it's very, very overused. But authentic ourselves is very much what it's all about. If you see somebody who's very famous in the public eye and they're making a bit of a mess of reading the news, presenting a live show, whatever it is, you become a lot more minded to like that person for being who they are and also for the way they react and continue. So in terms of moving forward, life is short. Grasping the opportunity is absolutely the thing to do. And the way to do that is just to accept yourself for being imperfect. If you don't do that, then you're really running a story inside your head that means you have to be absolutely perfect. You have to be as knowledgeable as you could possibly be on whatever subject you're talking about. That leads to feelings of imposter. It leads to procrastination, putting off. And it's often because we have this internal dialogue with ourselves that means we're not comfortable with ourselves. It's all about the relationship to yourself, which I think is worth thinking about. Taking no risk and keeping quiet is the biggest risk. And I think that's quite telling because regret will haunt you more than failure. And they're big statements to make. But again, imagine on the positive side, how life would be different if you were able to have that safety to be able to share your thoughts, to do whatever work you're doing or planning to do, to start on that new hobby and just take action. And you're already strong enough to do that. You're already good enough. And my parting message to you today is, if ever you wanted to chat about this, my contact details are below. You've got my details. I'm Steve McCabe. Be yourself and be imperfect. Just you. Take care. Bye for now.